If you're hearing this message before March 23rd, that means our giveaway is still open. We're giving away a $75 Visa gift card to one lucky listener who completes our quick 2-minute podcast survey. This annual podcast survey helps us to continue to improve the show. It's easy, fast, and your input is super valuable. The deadline to enter is March 23rd at 12 a.m. Hawaii time. So to enter, simply scroll down to the episode description and click the survey link below. Or go to hawaiisbesttravel.com/survey. Thanks for listening and enjoy today's episode. In this episode, you'll discover the 7 critical mistakes people make when planning their first trip to Kauai and exactly how to avoid them so your vacation is stress-free and unforgettable. Aloha and welcome to Hawaii's Best, the podcast that helps you discover the best of Hawaii. Here, you'll get travel tips, the latest news, and everything you need to plan an unforgettable trip to Hawaii. Aloha, I'm Brian, dad of 3, and a certified Hawaii destination expert and your guide to the best of Hawaii. Having visited Hawaii over 30-some times, honestly, I've lost track. But in this episode, I'll help you discover exactly when to book your rental car to avoid costly mistakes and how choosing the right side of Kauai can make or break your family's vacation and simple ways your family can support local businesses and enjoy authentic Hawaiian experiences. Welcome to episode 140 of Hawaii's Best, and on this show, we often feature local businesses and voices who share their unique perspectives on visiting Hawaii, helping you travel with Aloha. Today, it's just me, and I'll be sharing some of my experience traveling to Kauai many times, and we'll be talking about 7 must-know tips to make your family's first visit to Kauai smooth, stress-free, and memorable. Planning your family's first trip to Kauai can easily become overwhelming with all the information out there, and especially if you're not sure where to start. And by the end of this episode, you'll know if you're making any of the most common planning mistakes, and more importantly, exactly how to avoid them. In a previous episode that I'll link in the show notes below, we did an overview of Kauai and what to expect and what to know when visiting Kauai. This episode is based on more tips on planning your first trip to Kauai. Now, you've probably heard Kauai called the Garden Isle. It has lush, breathtaking landscapes, incredible greenery, beautiful beaches, and a genuinely relaxed Hawaiian vibe. I remember my first trip to Kauai and landing at the airport in Lihue, and it was like an airport I've never been to before. You know, we puddle hopped over from Honolulu, and Lihue just has a different feel. It's really cool when you come in and it's just got this laid back, some of it's inside, some of it's outside, small airport. It was really cool coming into that airport for the first time. Now, these tips aren't just based on my opinion and experiences, though I'll share some of those, but they're backed by recent research, local insights, and real data from trusted sources like the Hawaii Tourism Authority and the Kauai Visitors Bureau. All right, let's get to tip number 1 is book your rental car early, like early. Kauai isn't the kind of destination where you can just land at the airport and easily find cars waiting for you. It's really quite the opposite, actually. If you wait too long, you risk not only paying potentially twice as much or more, but also potentially not getting a car at all. In 2023 alone, the island had over 1.35 million visitors, according to the HTA, the Hawaii Tourism Authority. And because Kauai is the smallest of the main islands, it has fewer car rentals available compared to Oahu and Maui. Demand goes way up during peak travel seasons like summer break and winter holidays. This demand leads to shortages, and shortages mean the car rentals can and do raise prices significantly. Recent research from kayak.com shows rental car prices on Kauai jump between 100 and 200% if you book at the last minute during these busy seasons. So that means the same car that might have cost your family $400 could easily end up costing $800 or even $1,200 just because you waited until the last few weeks to book. To avoid this, definitely would recommend you book your rental car between 3 to 6 months ahead of your trip, probably closer to that 6-month mark, especially if you're traveling in June, July, August, or around the holidays in December, early January. Booking early not only saves your family money, but it also guarantees you'll actually have transportation to explore the island freely, something you'll definitely need and definitely want on Kauai because the public transportation isn't as robust as if you're staying in Honolulu on Oahu. Tip number 2 is understand Kauai's weather patterns. Kauai is a small island, but the weather can vary dramatically depending on where you are and what side of the island. So one side of the island can be very sunny and clear, while the other side can be rainy and windy. In fact, Mount Waialele, located near the center of Kauai, averages over 450 inches of rain each year, making it one of the wettest spots on the planet. That means the North Shore, areas like Princeville or Hanalei, tend to be lush, green, and rainy. And on the other hand, South Shore, like Poipu, is usually sunny and dry and calm. So knowing this ahead of time helps you plan your family's activities even better. So if the forecast calls for rain on the North Shore, you can pack up your gear and head south. Usually Poipu's sunny beaches are always the safest bet when weather gets unpredictable. Tip number 3, respect local culture and practice responsible tourism. With limited resources, a fragile ecosystem, and communities deeply connected to their cultural traditions, it's actually a real issue for locals and Hawaiians living on Kauai. According to a recent HTA survey, 68% of Kauai residents expressed concerns about visitors who aren't sensitive to local culture or careful with the environment. One of the ways to travel responsibly is simply by learning a few basic Hawaiian phrases. Words like aloha, hello, mahalo, thank you, and malama aina, caring for the land, can go a long way with locals. It's also important to always clean up after yourself, whether you're going out on the trail or on one of the beaches. These simple actions help preserve Kauai's beauty and show respect for the community you're visiting. It's important to, wherever you go, just show aloha, a smile. A greeting can go a long way in making your trip to Kauai even better. Tip number 4, plan your activities and reservations early. A common mistake first-time visitors make is assuming they can just show up and easily book a popular activity or attraction. But the reality is Kauai is a little different. Many of the best experiences require reservations weeks or even months in advance. A recent Expedia Insights report found that 85% of first-time visitors underestimate how early you need to book popular activities. So things like luau's, Nepali coasts, boat tours, and helicopter tours regularly sell out weeks ahead, sometimes months, especially during busy seasons. One of Kauai's most famous state parks, Ha'ena State Park, now requires reservations just to enter. If you wait until the last minute, chances are high you'll miss out. To avoid disappointment, book the must-do activities for your family 4 to 8 weeks before your trip. By reserving early, you'll guarantee your family won't miss out, and you'll save yourself some headache of scrambling the last minute to find backup plans, and that's never fun. But you don't want to overschedule too, so get those must-dos. Maybe you want to do a luau or a special boat tour or something like that. Get those main ones, but then don't overbook your itinerary as well, because that can be just as stressful. All right, tip number 5, choose the right side of the island for your family. First-time visitors often struggle with this, and it makes sense because Kauai isn't big, but each side of the island has its own pros and cons. According to a recent TripAdvisor travel forum data, about 65% of first-time visitors feel unsure about where to stay. So let's go ahead and quickly break it down. The North Shore, like I mentioned earlier, areas like Hanalei and Princeville, is famous for its stunning scenery. I mean, you got beautiful beaches, lush mountains, but it also rains more frequently up on the North Shore, and there are fewer amenities as well. If you want to hike or enjoy lush rainforest views and don't mind occasional rain, this could definitely be a great fit for you. The South Shore, probably a little bit more popular, more resorts, especially Poipu, is sunnier and drier. It also has calmer waters, more resorts, and plenty of family-friendly beaches and restaurants as well. So it's probably the easiest choice for families with younger kids. I definitely would recommend staying on the South Shore. The east side around Kapa'a is similar. It offers more budget-friendly lodging options and is conveniently located halfway between north and south. It's a good compromise, especially if you plan to explore all around the island. Lastly, the west side near Waimea is quiet, it's remote, it's great for exploring during the day. You get a day trip to Waimea Canyon, but it has fewer accommodations and amenities, probably not ideal for an extended family stay. So for most families, I usually recommend staying on the south shore, Poipu, or east side, Kapa'a. Both areas are pretty convenient, good weather, and it's got plenty of amenities to keep your vacation relaxing and enjoyable. Tip number 6, support local businesses for authentic family experiences. One of the simplest yet probably most impactful, memorable things your family can do when staying in Hawaii, or especially Kauai, is choosing to spend your money at locally owned businesses. It's not just good for your vacation experience, but it definitely benefits the local community as well. Research from the American Independent Business Alliance shows that spending at local businesses creates 3 times more economic benefit for the community than spending at big chains or larger tour operators. If you can, definitely support local. And beyond the economic benefits, local businesses offer unique experiences that you won't find anywhere else, that local touch. They share authentic Hawaiian culture, meaningful stories, and personal connections that bigger companies often can't match. So this could be as simple as, for your family, this might mean checking out farmers markets like the Honolulu Farmers Market or the Kauai Community Market in Lihue. You'll find fresh produce, handmade products, and get to meet the local farmers and artisans and get to talk story a little bit, which is kind of cool. You can also try booking your tours with activities through locally owned operators. Whether it's snorkeling, hikes, or cultural tours, choosing a local company gives you a richer, more personal experience. And it's those connections that you'll take home with you, those connections with those who live in Kauai. The final tip, and probably maybe one of the most important tips, is prioritize safety on your outdoor adventures. Kauai is beautiful, but it also can be unpredictable, dangerous, especially when it involves the ocean or hiking trails. According to the Kauai Fire Department Ocean Safety Division, the island averages more than 200 ocean rescues per year. The ocean in Kauai can look calm, it can look inviting, but there are and can be strong currents and sudden waves. So checking daily ocean conditions and carefully following any posted beach signs can make all the difference in keeping your family safe. And another note just about beaches is always swim. If you're going to get on the water, always swim at beaches where there is a lifeguard stand. That just ensures your safety for yourself and for your family. The same caution applies to Kauai's hiking trails. Trails can get slippery fast, and like I mentioned, it can get pretty wet in Kauai, especially along cliffs or near waterfalls. In fact, there's about 150 to 200 hiking injuries per year on Kauai trails alone. Choose hiking trails that fit your family's fitness and experience levels. If it's raining or if storms are forecasted, save the hiking for another day. If you're going to the beach, one phrase that the Hawaii Lifeguard Association always likes to say is, if in doubt, don't go out, and really heed to that as well. So your safety and your family's safety matter more than any photo opportunity or sightseeing adventure. All right, there you have it. The 7 essential tips every family needs to know before visiting Kauai for the very first time. And just a quick recap. Number 1, book your rental car super early to save money and headaches. Number 2, understand Kauai's unique weather patterns so you can plan your days wisely. Number 3, show respect for local culture by practicing responsible tourism and learning a few Hawaiian phrases like aloha, mahalo, and malama aina. Number 4, reserve your must-do activities weeks to months in advance. Number 5, choose the best side of the island for your family's needs and interests and budget. Number 6, support local businesses whenever possible for truly meaningful experiences. And number 7, always prioritize safety in the ocean and along Kauai's trails. I hope these insights help you and your family enjoy a smooth, stress-free, and unforgettable visit to Kauai. And if you found today's episode valuable, please take a quick second to follow the podcast right on the app that you're listening to right now. That way, you'll never miss an episode and you'll be up to date on the best of Hawaii's travel tips. And until next time, as always, live with aloha. Mahalo for listening to this episode of Hawaii's Best. To stay up to date on future episodes, hit follow on your podcast app. Hawaii's Best is a production of Shorebreak Media Group with editing by Easy Podcast Solutions and music courtesy of our friends Stick Figure.